Hey there, my friends, it's Brad the Bearded Piper, and I hope you all are having a great day. This video has been really hard for me to make for some reason. I have no idea why. Probably because I'm out of practice, because I'm a bad YT PCer, and I haven't posted anything in a couple weeks, and I haven't even been able to watch other videos for the last couple weeks. Oh man, let me get to that here, but first let me tell you about what I'm enjoying. I am enjoying a bowl of Peterson's University Flake. This tin is from 2019. There's actually, if you look up here, you're not going to be able to see it. Up in this corner here, don't mean to give you the middle finger, up in the corner here is a code. That is a date code from the Scandinavian Tobacco Group. The first two numbers are the year. The next two numbers, I believe, are the hour. The next two numbers, I think, are the month. The next two numbers are the minutes, and the last two numbers are the day, if I remember that correctly. If you Google it, you'll find it. So this should have been made on July 29th, 2019. It is according to the tin, it is a mahogany brown and orange Virginia and a sun-cured leaf from India, which I believe is Burley. I'm almost positive it's Burley because the review site says that it's a Virginia Burley. I taste the nuttiness big time in here of the Burley, and the tin doesn't say anything about having a. Sorry about that. I don't tell my wife I dump my ash between the slats on the deck. Shh. So the tin note the tin doesn't say anything, but it has a plum topping on it. I can smell it, I can taste it, and the review site says that it's there. So it's really good, and it was, up until I found Father Dempsey, it was my absolute favorite blend. But I haven't opened a tin of it since I finished the last one. It's been months and months and months, and I don't know why, because I really like the stuff. I need to stock my cellar up. I think I got maybe 8 tins of it in my cellar. After I opened this one up, 7. Maybe less than that, maybe more than that, I don't know. I need to get my cellar stocked up a little bit about that. So, but anyway, that's what I'm enjoying tonight, and I'm enjoying it in my 1998 Stanwell Pipe of the Year, and this is my special occasion pipe. Now, today is not a special occasion, but yesterday was. Yesterday was my 50th birthday. So that means that I now am officially allowed to wear black socks and sandals. That's right. I'm also eligible for AARP. And when I was a kid and I would see these things, you know, if you sign up now, you got a tote bag. I'd be like, who the heck wants a tote bag? Now I'm like, I think I want that tote bag. So, but anyway, so let me give you a quick update of what's going on. Icon's doing great. My wife and I were on vacation from the 31st to the 4th, and we took the camper and went to a dog show, and I showed him 2 days. He did really well in the ring. He behaved well. He's full of energy. His last blood work was 2 weeks after his antibiotics were finished, and his white blood cell count continued to come down. So pretty much the infection is gone. And thank you for all the warm thoughts, the prayers. Thank you, Parsimonious Piper, for mentioning us on your channel. I really appreciate all of that, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. He's my best friend, right? So that's really good. The show was great. Sunday, or a Thursday, I showed my girl Onyx in Obedience, and because I'm recording this on my phone, I can't put the clip in. But so you go in to the ring, the judge asks if you're ready, the dog's on the leash, and she tells you forward, and you do a heeling pattern, right? So you walk, you're not allowed to talk to the dog. You can say heel, you know, Onyx heel. You take a step off, the dog has to stay in heel position, right? The judge will tell you to make a left turn, an about turn, a halt, which means your dog has to sit. You do a fast, you do a slow, and you do a second about turn, right? So you basically are doing an L or a square, right? So you'll start here, you'll go forward, and then you'll go, let it be a left turn, halt, forward, about turn, fast, normal, right turn, slow, about normal, about turn, and halt, right? So you get everything done. Then you take your dog, still on lead, and they put cones out. And before COVID, it was actually people. And you have to walk in a figure 8, right? So you start in the middle, the judge says forward, you do your figure 8, and you get back to the middle, she says halt, your dog's got to sit. You got to do that twice. Then somebody comes in and they take your leash, right? So now you and your dog are in there without the leash. You have to stand your dog. You have to leave your dog like 6 feet. And then the judge comes up and pats their head, their shoulders, and their butt, right? And it's just a quite quick little pat. Like, it's nothing major. And the dog's not supposed to move, right? If they move their feet or anything like that, you lose some points, right? Then you go back to your dog, and then you do the heeling pattern again off of leash, right? So this is where Onyx got me. So we go over, she sits next to me, I'm standing there. The judge says, are you ready? I said, ready. She said, forward. I said, Onyx, heel. And I started to go forward, and Onyx just sat there, didn't move, right? I go down, the judge says, right turn. I make a right turn, and I look over my shoulder, and she's still sitting where we started. So you're allowed one time to give a second command, and the judge said, use your second command, right? Because I'm pretty new at this, so the judge was helping me out. So I said, come on, Onyx, heel, good girl. And she was looking this direction, and I was like that direction. She lifted her head up and went like this to the other direction. So she didn't have to look at me. So her eyes didn't cross my path because she knew what she was doing was bad. She never left the starting line. So the judge laughed and said, exercise finished, which means we disqualified. And we got to finish a couple of the exercises, but we didn't get to go back in for sits and downs, which is basically stays. And so that was a bummer, right? And then Friday, Icon won owner handled. He got select dog and best owner handled, and he did really well in the group ring. And then Saturday, this was probably my favorite part. My wife is showing our girl Tribute, and Tribute's been a little skittish, so Dawn's been working really hard with her, and she showed beautifully on Saturday, absolutely beautifully on Saturday. And she won for the girls, which is usually used the B word, right? So she got 3-point major, which is a big deal. And she beat me for owner handled, right? So she beat Icon and I for owner handled. So then later in the day, you go in for, they call them groups. So all the sporting dogs compete against each other, and they pick a best sporting dog. But they also do that for the dogs that are owned and handled by their owners. And she showed beautifully for my wife. The smile on my wife's face when she won, because of all the extra work that she's had to put in with Tribute, was worth every aspect of our trip. It was just absolutely wonderful to see her smiling like that. So then Sunday, I was supposed to show Onyx again in obedience, but I guess that judge was a little grumpy the day before, and Onyx wasn't being very good. It was hot. It was outside. It was in a barn, so she had a bunch of smells. So I decided to go ahead and pull her. But we had a really good time. So, and I started finally building the room in my garage. That has been a challenge. If you've ever built anything in a building that is already existing, since, our house was built in 1962, the garage was built like 1999, 2000, something like that, and nothing is square, right? So I'm trying to square up the walls, the 2 outside walls, before I build the 2 inside walls, so when I put my drywall in, it fits square and I don't have weird gaps in between it and oddball cuts. So and I haven't had a full day to do that, so I've been doing a couple hours here, a couple hours there, but it'll get done. Hopefully by the end of September. Oh, please let it be by the end of September. I need a place to be able to go and sit and do my paperwork and make phone calls to customers and things like that. I really need to get a place like that done sooner than later. But that's pretty much what's been going on. And again, I apologize to everyone. I'm really enjoying this bowl. But I'm going to tell you a joke to end. If you've made it this long, this joke I actually just saw recently. It was a joke I heard it from Pee Wee Herman. May he rest in peace. Back in 1984, he was on the David Letterman show, and he told this joke. And trust me, it's much better coming from Pee Wee Herman. So a man with no arms needs a job. And he's looking for a job, and he finds one in the paper that says a church is hiring somebody to ring their bell. And he thinks, I could do that. So he goes down to the church, and he bangs on the door with his head. And the priest opens the door, and he's like, yes, my son. And the man with no arms says, I'm here to apply for the job to ring the bell. And the priest says, well, but you don't have any arms. How are you going to ring the bell? And the man says, well, I have that all figured out. I can ring the bell. And the priest is like, well, you got to show me. So they go out to the bell tower, and they go up 4 flights of stairs to the bell. And the priest is like, well, there's the bell, ring it. So the man with no arms backs up, and he runs as fast as he can, and he smacks the bell with his face. And the bell goes, dong. And the priest goes, oh, well, you can do it, so the job's yours. So every day, 12 times a day, the man with no arms climbs 4 flights of steps, backs up, and runs as fast as he can and smacks the bell with his face. Bong! Every 12 hours for 3 months straight. Smacking the bell, bong, with his face. So one day, he's up, and as he's running across, he trips. He misses the bell, and he falls out of the 4th story window. He lands on the busy sidewalk below, and a whole crowd starts to appear around him. And a man walks over, and he leans down, and he's cradling the man with no arms' head. And he's looking at him, and his face is all beat up from smacking the bell. And this woman goes, oh my gosh, who is he? And the man looks at him. He goes, I don't know his name, but his face rings a bell. My friends, until we talk again, remember, life is good, but is better with a pipe.